Welcome back to Attract Mode, everyone. I'm still Okapi, and we're almost ready for enbyzee to show off Gylt any percent. Real quick before we get started on that, I do want to say that we do appreciate each and every one of you joining us today. If you're not already following the socials, make sure you follow this channel, join the public Discord, !Discord in the chat, and follow at Lady Arcaders on whatever Elon Musk is calling his website this week. That way you can stay up to date on all of what we're doing. The Attract Mode does air typically twice a week on Thursday nights and Sunday afternoons US Eastern. Make sure you check the schedule tab to see what those times are in your local time zone. And again, you can follow us on all those socials to get up-to-date information on all of our showcases. Now we are going to jump into Gylt any percent with enbyzee here in just a moment. Reminder again, it is survival horror. It may have some stuff that may not sit well with everyone. Use your best judgment. There is no shame in stepping away from something that is going to upset you. And now I'm going to pass that spotlight over to enbyzee. So whenever you're ready, take it away.
Hello everybody, my name is enbyzee and you get the special edition enbyzee of incredibly ill enbyzee today. So my voice may not sound as good as it usually does, but we're going to get through this because this is a really awesome game that I want to show everybody. And with me on comms I have...
That's me, I'm BigScared. You're also getting a special edition BigScared today because it's fire season. And so, you know, I wanted to match the vibe here and bring enbyzee just the delicious vocal prowess and skills.
Heck yeah, and I greatly appreciate that. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Time will start once I select yes on the screen. So we will select yes in 3, 2, 1, go. There's a missing child named Emily.
It's been over a month now.
And that missing child is our cousin. So the plot of the game is going to revolve around us looking for our missing cousin, Emily. And now I have great news for you, chat. There's a poll up right now. After that poll ends, if the mods would not mind adding another poll, we have a little surprise for you. You all can choose the ending.
Just vanished one day. No one knows why.
Because the ending, we get to choose between the bad ending and the worse ending. We get to choose between saving Emily and saving ourselves.
They just stopped looking.
Wait, so if we're saving people, why are those bad endings?
Because there is an actual good ending. And the good ending requires you to find a specific number of a certain item. And we're already going to do our first skip here. We're going to pick up a healing item, which is an inhaler. And then we're going to hold down the healing button just long enough to trick the game into thinking that we healed. So that we don't actually have to heal. The reason for this is, as we run, we have a blue bar, which is our stamina bar, and that goes down. Well, in order to refill it, we can heal, and it gives us full stamina. So by starting to use it, making the game think that we used it, and then not actually using it, we're able to use it to refill our stamina bar for free once. So it's a very minor skip, but it's useful throughout the run. Right now we're just on our way home from school one day, and there are some bullies who have pushed us off the path, which is why our beautiful pink bike was fallen over in the snow. And this game has absolutely lovely music. I hope you all enjoy it. Very Tim Burton-esque, I would say.
Sweet.
I'm kind of digging the Kojima, like, introducing the entire staff at the beginning, too. That's a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's really cool, too.
I was gonna say it reminds me a lot of the American Mickey Alice art style.
Okay.
And also a little bit in Little Nightmares.
Definitely.
But the proportion is definitely not on the same scale.
Yeah, this game does give me very big Little Nightmares vibes, which is perfect because I'm a Little Nightmare speedrunner.
Yeah, the oversaturated colors is not something you see a lot in horror games, and I really like that touch so far too.
Yeah, there's a lot that we're gonna love about this game, I hope. Here we're gonna do a cutscene skip, but we have to wait for the autosave. Okay, and then quit out, go back in. And that is gonna skip a short cutscene, which is basically a cutscene of us transferring across a barrier. So that barrier takes us to an alternate realm, essentially. And it's a hellish nightmare realm, so that's fun.
Getting on one of the... Who left a flashlight here? Well, finders keepers, I guess.
Yay, we're in Ohio.
We're in Ohio. You're with me now.
Yay!
Come live your life out with me in Ohio. Don't do it, actually. That was a joke.
At least it's not Gary, Indiana.
Not today.
Stamina management in this game is going to be really, really big.
What's going on here?
I'm still getting the hang of the stamina management. In the beginning, it's not too bad, but once we get to the point where there are enemies, it starts to become very, very important. Because we need to be able to outrun those enemies.
No firemen.
If we run out of stamina, it's very easy to get cornered to the point where we just die, because we'll get overwhelmed and there's nowhere to go. Short skip cutscene here.
I'm really enjoying that the health pickup is an inhaler.
Me too.
And I think it's really funny that it also can give you a stamina boost, which makes perfect sense. It's an inhaler. But I feel like it's so often that when you're playing a survival horror game, you're like, oh, this protagonist has 0 lung capacity. Are they an asthmatic? Are they a chain smoker? Are they just me and I just don't exercise, right? But in this case, you get the literal sort of, oh, they are asthmatic, and we're literally helping them in multiple ways by doing this.
Absolutely.
There's more of those monsters.
And here's where we find our first monsters.
That's so cute.
They are. They're actually kind of cute.
They're shaped like a friend.
But they are definitely not friend.
It could be
that
friend,
much I
though.
can say for sure. And here we see eyeballs. Beware, there are eyeballs in this, and we will be popping those eyeballs. I'm very sorry.
What's going on here?
Anybody that has that phobia.
Emily?
And now we need to start being careful with our stamina. We're also going to use something here where we can push an enemy to try and not take damage before going in here. And those enemies do 2 different attacks. They do melee attacks, but they also have a ranged attack. And we're trying to avoid both of those. The ranged attack is a pain because it has a little bit of tracking to it. So sometimes you can get hit with 2 or 3 of those right in a row, depending on how many are around. And that can very easily lower your health down to a critical level.
Now, I noticed during that sequence there was like a silhouette of your character. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so the silhouette is the stealth mechanic. It will turn different colors, like there'll be a... So there will be an arrow that will turn different colors. It'll turn yellow and red. We're going to grab this for safety. Yellow if the enemy sees you but isn't quite fully sure where you are. And then red if they know exactly where you are.
These monsters are everywhere.
I'm going to try not to get lost here.
What do they want?
But the silhouette shows that a monster last saw us in that position. So the monster is going to move toward that silhouette.
I wasn't sure if it was like she's leaving a decoy.
And we've got a bit of a situation here, because we've got 2 of them in the same small area. And I don't have much stamina, but we're doing okay. Tend to get lost here. Hopefully this is the correct way. It's not. Oh, we just barely outran that though. We're out of stamina, but hey, look at that. We have an inhaler. Use the inhaler and we're fine. Okay, here we go. We're going the right way now. Because we got the key to the door straight across here. I'm going to try to lose those 2, because we don't want them to follow us. And we're going to try to do a skip that I haven't done before.
Are you there?
It's going to require us to stealth a little bit. I'm going to do a couple little quick up and downs, because it only slightly alerts them. And then we're going to grab this can of soda here. These cans are throwable, so we are going to take this with us into this room to try and skip a puzzle. But we'll see if we can get the aim. The aim is really, really tough. We gotta wait for the camera. Okay. Nope, we didn't get it. If you hit that button over there, it turns off the electricity, and you don't have to actually turn off this valve to turn off the fire. Or climb underneath this table and come over here and hit this button. But it's very difficult to hit this button because they put those little beakers on the edge of the desk just so that you wouldn't be able to do that.
I just want to point out that the second poll that Z mentioned, where chat gets to choose the ending, is open.
All right.
So if you have an opinion, if you would like to see bad or worse, now's the time to vote.
And now we got our friend, the flashlight. And we will immediately use it to pop an eyeball.
Oh, that's very Resident Evil.
We're going to pick up a battery to recharge our flashlight. Our flashlight is how we're going to battle enemies. But in this case, we're just going to run past this enemy. We're going to grab this heal for safety. It's going to stop attacking just before it gets to us. And then we're going to remember the correct way to go here. Pop a bunch of eyeballs. Get into the store before we die.
This is really reminding me of Alan Wake.
It's very Alan Wake inspired for sure. The way that we fight the animals, or the enemies rather, are by shining the flashlight on them. All of the orange spots, we have to shine this flashlight at those spots, and that's how we kill them. Okay, this is a very difficult part to make it through. Without taking a ton of damage, and we actually made it. Snag that on the way out.
I made it.
And we are outside the school.
Emily's still inside. What do I do? That ladder. If I climb in through the window, the monster won't see me.
So unfortunately, there are hedges all the way around the outside of this place. So we need to go all the way around.
Sweet.
Skip several cutscenes here.
Who's that man?
There's one cutscene skipped, and here's the next cutscene skip.
I've seen today, I guess. Whoa, that one's different. Oh, I'd better not get too.
It's interesting that some of these cutscenes appear to be in, like,
This is crazy.
comic book format.
Mm-hmm.
Should be looking.
It reminds me of the way that the more modern Five Nights at Freddy's games are handling their story delivery as well, where
You're
there's
right.
the fully animated cutscenes, and then there's like the storyboard animatic ones,
Yeah.
and you're like, which one's canon? Obviously, the one that's been animated is canon.
Obviously.
But like, it's so cool to see other folks using that as well.
It's really pretty too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the way they did it. Okay, this part is extremely challenging, and we've already aggroed one, but aggro drops, so we're good. We're gonna do kind of our up and down to get a tiny bit of speed boost, but hopefully not anger them too much. And then this one, we are going to anger. That's our first bird enemy that we've seen, and we will hate birds. Birds are the worst in this game. We save our stamina up until we get to theirs so that we can easily outrun those.
But wait, they're so cute. Why are they the worst?
They're really cute. However, they do a scream, which slows you down because you have to cover your ears. And they also will teleport directly to you, directly in front of you, as you'll see in just a second. So we get through here. And nope, that one did a charge. So they can do a charge or a teleport. Usually that one doesn't teleport. Oh, we've made it through that section, and we made it to the fire truck.
Don't run, I'm coming. Oh, come on. Just my luck.
So the poll ended with an exactly 50-50 split.
Okay,
Yeah, what happens? What happens now?
so I'm gonna go for the bad ending, not the worst ending, because the worst ending is so painful to watch.
Probably lead me to the battery.
Actually, no, we're going for the worst ending.
Let's go! Everyone suffers today.
It hurts so bad to watch it. Oh, it's so sad.
Musclehead again.
At least we're here together, holding each other's hands through it.
Yep. So we just got a new ability, which we're supposed to use there, but you don't really need to, so we're just not going to. Or we'll save our ability for once we get into this next building. But
Yeah, I really like how the gameplay seems to be, we're going to take everything about Resident Evil speedrunning and just make a game around that. Just get away from everything and don't even try to fight them.
Yes.
I really like how this game seems to be built around that and only that.
Yep.
You're seeing a lot of Resident Evil. I'm seeing like Silent Hill downpour in these town segments, especially since there's screamer enemies and melee enemies, and just the way
Always
that you
there.
have to navigate. It's giving really, it's giving that for me.
There's a bunch of wires.
I'm just looking like purely at the gameplay loop, but yeah, like it's very Silent Hill too. Like there's a lot of influence from a bunch of different series, it looks like.
And now we're in an arcade. Hello, Freddy? Where are you?
And now we're going to use that ability, which is a flashlight flare. Basically, it explodes the light of the flashlight and stuns all enemies around you. So we've made it to the other side of the arcade. We use that big flare so that we can get up the stairs without getting attacked while we're trying to climb this ladder. And now we're almost done with the arcade.
Incredible.
But we still have a very cool section coming up. Skip a cutscene here because we're clumsy. And we'll skip that cutscene, so you don't get to see the boss yet, but you will see that boss eventually. And then I hope you all like puzzles, because we're about to do one.
I love puzzles.
The camera here is very bad at tracking you. But here's our puzzle. It's a very easy puzzle at first.
Oh, a power panel puzzle!
Mm-hmm.
I was, you said puzzle, and I was like, okay, is it going to be a piano? Is it going to be books? Is it going to be, like, which survival horror archetype are they going with? I'm so glad they went with power panel. These are the least common from my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're really fun, because it's about, like, rhythm and muscle memory at that point.
Yep. I really like the puzzles.
Don't think
Okay.
it's on me.
So, one thing about this game that I really want to add a category to the leaderboard. Where there's an arcade machine in this arcade that is Rime, R-I-M-E. That is another game made by this developer. And I want to make a game or a category where you run this game until you get to the arcade. You touch that arcade machine, swap over to the Rime game, run that game, and then swap back and finish this game. So
That's
it's like
incredible.
arcade %, you know? I really want to make that a category, but I still need to learn rhyme if I'm going to do that.
I hope that happens. I want to see it.
You know, it's almost like Emily's being used as bait. For me, there's nobody else in the whole town.
Okay, we're going to try to do a skip here.
Because I feel like this is a huge prank designed to mess with me.
We didn't get it, so we're going to do the slower version, which is where you climb down, climb up, and then just walk over, and then you can just fall. And you don't have to do the full ladder animation. Now, we've got a very, very difficult puzzle here. We need to make all these lights turn on. So we're going to do the left one, and then the right one, and then we're done.
Oh, that's so hard.
It's pretty tough.
I don't know how you mastered that so quickly. So I know this is a game that was originally developed for Stadia. Are you playing it via Steam or
I am.
on a different system?
I am indeed. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, this was only on the Google Stadia for release for the first 3-4 years, and just received a wider release this year onto a multitude of platforms, but I am playing on Steam. There's that teleport directly in front of us.
That's beautiful. Great use of the flashbang there.
Thank you, thank you. We're back with our battery, so now we can go back up into the school by the ladder on the fire truck. And then we're going to immediately do a nice little skip. I haven't needed to pick up much healing, which is really nice.
Emily, are you there?
Don't say that too soon.
Well, the game gets easier as it goes, surprisingly.
Oh.
So we're going to do a flash there. That's going to break an eyeball, where normally we would need to move a table out of the way, come back over here, and then shine the light on a little crystal that diffuses it toward the light, or redirects it toward the light. But the flash is big enough, if you're at a specific point, that it will hit it instead. So it skips a little puzzle. Here we're going to skip a little bit of a puzzle as well. Not really a puzzle, but a little stealth section. We're going to use that flash to get over to the ladder before they can get to us. Took a little bit of damage there. And the flash is not like something that I can constantly use. It has a recharge. There's a little flashing red button on the flashlight.
As always.
And when I can use it again, it'll turn green.
Then Emily showed back up out of the blue.
Also, that little sound effect that just played.
Now everyone's gone, and it looks like there's been an earthquake. Emily?
Okay, we gotta be a little careful not to alert the enemy here. Because I want to grab this can. And then we're going to book it past this enemy. Into this cutscene, and that will hopefully drop aggro for us.
This room is locked too. I gotta find it. What's happening?
And then instead of grabbing the can there, we can just use the one we have.
Bullseye! They should put me on the basketball team.
And I don't think we're going to get good cycle here. Nope. We were just slow on good cycle. Still not bad. Pretty quick through there. There is a jump scare in this next room. It scared the crap out of me the first couple times. Right here. If you're standing at the TV, something appears on the TV. And of course, it's in a position where it's easiest to pull it from the front. So I dang near fell out of my seat.
And I love that in this run, we don't even, like, we get the audio cue, but it's not super visible.
Yep. Yep. There's a little eyeball and we
hello.
explode up close. A little up close and personal. And then we're going to do another cutscene skip by quitting out to the main menu here. Just gotta wait for the quick save icon to show up in the top right. There it is.
Now I'm noticing a conspicuous lack of acknowledgement for whatever that was crawling outside the building.
Mm-hmm.
I can't shake the foreboding in my gut.
And that's fair.
Are we gonna experience that soon?
Oh, very soon. Absolutely we are.
Oh no.
Probably in a good 10 minutes, I'd say. This one we are going to kill. You don't have to kill it. However, it's a pain in the butt to deal with if you do not. So I opt to kill
Just
it.
cleaning the paint off it. It's fine.
And we're going to turn off this electricity.
I did it.
Not go in that room, but it does turn off this puddle, so now we can get through here. We're going to use a heal to get our stamina back. Quickly run again. And now we have a small puzzle here, which is very simple in the speedrun. Push this in a straight line. Aim at that, fill it up, and then aim at that.
Sweet.
And done. Key is ours. Now here I'm going to run until my stamina is at half. I'm going to stop running. And then I'm going to sprint here and blind these two. That should give us plenty of room to get all the way down the hallway to the door without them reaching us. There is one more here, so we're going to do just regular walking here for a bit. That way when I get to the door I have as much stamina as possible. And then we just have to make it past this last one. We're just going to teleport directly in front of us, but we'll blind it. This door. And you can quit out the main menu here after you go underneath that desk, and that will reset the locations of the enemies. So now they're not following me anymore, they won't bother me while I'm in this room. Sometimes they don't follow you all the way into this room, and it's wonderful. Other times they will follow you in here, and then you have to either kill them or wait for them to go away, and it takes forever. So it's much faster to just quit out to the main menu, come back in, and then they're gone.
I do think it's quite curious how many survival horror games lean on the idea of finding the valve handle. Because in my experience, if you don't have a valve handle, the fire department gets very cross with you, like to the point that you cannot open your business without it.
The fact that it's stored separately is very telling.
Now we are at our first boss here. It has an eye on its shoulder, and we are going to make it charge at us. If it lets us. And run it straight into the water. And then it gets stunned for a bit. Now we're going to have it come over here, attack us, break that. We'll immediately have it go into the water. We get some time to just run around and do whatever we want. So let's heal real quick. We'll have it come over here and break this last one here. Take some damage because I did not sprint.
RNG manipulation.
Come on. There we go. And that's our boss fight down. Sadly, we did not kill the fight, or kill the boss, as you'll see once we jump off this balcony.
She must be at
It
the
landed down here and ran away. So it is not dead. This room was very difficult to traverse before, but now a cart has moved out of the way, so we're very easily just going to walk by and straight out the door. And now we are headed to the theater. I will warn you all, there is a kid, Emily, crying out for help during this part. It can be a little difficult to listen to. So if that is something that is difficult for you, now is a good time to duck out for the next, 3, 4, 5 minutes. But we're going to do a skip to try and skip most of that. I've only done it once, as skips are still being discovered for this game. But we go into this corner, we aim our flashlight at the edge of this door. I'm going to use the mouse to make it a little easier. And we walk towards it. Didn't get it. Let's try it again. Nope. One last try, and then we'll have to do it the regular way. Nope. Alright. You can sometimes get the eyeball that is behind that door through the very thin crack in the wall. But we were unable to get it, so we're going to have to do a little puzzle and climb our way around. Not a huge deal. It's about a minute time loss, I'd say. Nope, we're not quite far enough over. Where are we hitting? No, we were too far over. Interesting. Okay. There it is. We needed to power this up so we can get our little soda can. So that we can then take that.
I love that you had to turn off the power to get the thing to turn the power back. To turn it on to turn it right back off.
Yep. Yep. It's a bit roundabout, but
Crazy.
here is the eyeball we were trying to kill from the other side.
I can't believe
Just heal, because it's right there. That opens that, and lets us go upstairs, and introduces invisible enemies that explode if you get near them. Luckily,
Oh, that's fun.
we barely ever interact with them, so it's fine. We have another laser puzzle, which unfortunately cannot just be solved with our head. There's no skip for this puzzle. First we need to block this one. That's going to turn off the electricity here. And there's that one blocked, and we're going to move this one back over to the high beam over here. And then run into this room. See if we can hit the electricity. We cannot. Hitting the electricity is just the furthest that you can actually move before that cutscene triggers. So you don't actually want to hit the electricity necessarily, but you want to get close. That gives us the key. And is going to allow us to get to the boss. Remember that thing slinking around outside? Not the giant one, not the giant one. But the one with the projector head?
I'm here.
Oh, there's more than one.
There is, yes.
Yay!
Welcome to another boss. We skip the first couple cutscenes, so you don't get to see them, unfortunately, but the next cutscene is unskippable, so you will get to see that. This one, anytime the light hits us, hurts us. They were also in the arcade. Come on. It's hard to get the prompt to show up for these, so usually you just have to take damage as you're doing it in order to be able to successfully navigate it. We're gonna wait here a second. Try to run across. Nope. Alright. This boss fight is very difficult to do quickly. Not a very difficult boss fight in general, but to do quickly, very difficult.
Oh, that's a friend right there.
That is a friend. We have a projector for a head, and they are dropping down more projectors to torment Emily, essentially. We're gonna heal up. This one?
Chat's pointing out that this is very Bioshock looking.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's giving like Evil Within 2, especially the first half of the game. Because there's also a projector head boss and a theater segment where you are doing a light puzzle like this.
Oh, interesting.
The references this game are making is a really interesting set of inspiration.
And this is the last one. This will finish off the boss.
Is it over? It's over.
Gotta go down to the center in order to trigger a cutscene.
Emily.
And then we saved Emily.
Alright, game done, right?
Game done. Except Emily hates us and runs away.
Oh.
Because Emily was being bullied
No, Sally.
basically
Don't even think about it.
the entire time that she was at school. She went to school with us, and while we did not bully her directly, we also did not stop the bullying. So we are kind of at fault for part of the bullying, at least. Because, you know, we gotta look out for our little cousin.
This place looks
And
totally
now we are
different.
in
I've never seen that huge statue
an
before.
art museum.
You could say Emily is
There's the exit.
guilty?
Exit's locked with a
Absolutely.
weird thing. Of course,
But you have to yell it because it's in all caps.
True. True. I will spare you that, though.
There is a very cool skip in this level that we'll be doing. Or attempting to do.
This is a perfectly normal and fine number of mannequins.
Oh yeah, yeah. No problem with mannequins at all. They don't move ever, you know. No problems there.
Nothing strange gonna happen, nothing creepy. It's just a normal room full of friends.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just so many friends.
Put our mask on the wall that we picked up. That's going to give us a key, which lets us out of this room and into the room across the hall. And we're going to grab a can before we go in that room. So we need to knock down yet another wheel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is not a safe location to store your vital wheel.
No. Oh, by the way, there are mannequins that move.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't like them. They're very mean, and they are really creepy, and they say they love me, and I hate it.
oh. That just sounds like friends. They love me? They want to hold my hand?
They do. And we cannot kill them with the flashlight.
Just like my friends.
True. Okay, we should be able to make the gap if we pull this all the way to the wall. And then we need to turn this one and this one, which is a little bit more challenging because of how close the ladder is to it, but we got it. We should be able to just walk across here. There we go.
Nice.
And guess what? Another puzzle.
Yay! A power panel puzzle!
There we go. That activates the elevator. I'm trying to fall down, but it's not letting us. There we go. Push the button and go back up.
Just like all survival horror, you leave a certified electrical engineer, an elevator repair person even.
But how?
Oh, missed the ladder. There we go. There's another one of the mannequins over there. But we are going to go get a new item to help us brave these enemies. It's a fire extinguisher.
Just what I need.
Ah, come on. It also freezes electricity.
Oh,
Don't try that in real life. I do not know if that's an actual thing that works.
I would not recommend it. Generally, fire hydrants don't have freezers in it.
But we are going to use it to immediately freeze this enemy.
Oh, oh.
And then we're gonna
Definitely
put up
shaped like a
fire.
friend.
Oh, come on. And unfortunately, they don't stay frozen for very long, but it should be long enough to get this into place. And then climb. Yep. Actually, it didn't even aggro us. And we're going to immediately use our fire extinguisher again for something else. So we don't lose some fingers. We're going to stop these gears. That's also going to allow us to pull this out because the electricity is no longer on.
Well, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen today.
I love that we've essentially become a cryomancer.
Yep. Put the gear on, and then we're going to shine at this. Just going to open the door next to us. And here's the really cool skip. See if I can do it. We're going to do that. Grab the ladder. And then, once we get out of this cutscene, something's going to happen.
Yes,
Oh, we fell through the floor.
definitely did something.
Nice.
Like the last one, the whole thing will fall. I'm not sure if it will help, but I...
And that cuts us having to go back to the elevator. Come on. Ooh, hello. A little close, a little hot on our heels there. Not usually that close to me, but it's fine.
Oh, you were not kidding about a big friend.
Alright, leave me alone. Now we're gonna heal up, get our stamina back.
Maybe it's that.
Here. We got the last eyeball holding up this statue. Make a big old mess.
Oops.
As one does.
That was a bit much. Hopefully it smashed
And we're
one
gonna
of those
grab this
big
healing.
mannequins on its-
Because we want at least 2 going into this next section, I would say. We're gonna walk a little bit slower because I don't really want to aggro too much of this just yet. This one's fine. We'll just walk right past it, go around. Alright, now I need to be able to flash all of those at once. I think we got all of them at once. It's going to give us enough time to grab this and make it all the way over to the door without getting attacked. And we go outside. And as soon as we get outside, there's a cutscene, which we're going to skip. And then we're going to quit out to the main menu. And then back in. Because normally we would be walking through this section. We are forced walking, or we are forced into walking. We're not using the force to walk. And we would have to just stand there at that eyeball waiting for Emily to monologue. But because we quit out, we skip that, and we can just run straight into the gymnasium. Gymnasium is so freaking difficult. This is one of the hardest parts of the run. So we will see how it goes. Starts out nice and easy, because all the enemies are locked up in cells. Why there are cells in the gymnasium? I'm not real sure.
Perfectly normal gym thing.
Yeah, it's not a great school, we'll say. And we've got another puzzle here, but it's a timed puzzle.
Oh.
Luckily, because it's timed, they make it really easy. We're gonna skip the cutscene of opening up all of the different cells. And now the hard part. If I go the correct way. I'm gonna let my stamina replenish. So we have to make it through this gym, and there are about 7 or 8 enemies in this gym. Including multiple that will just, teleport directly in front of you. Like so. And we need to stun them to the point that they do not keep pace with us all the way upstairs. We do not want them to enter this room. We're going to break that eyeball, get some random lag. They did make it into the room, but that's okay. just gonna have to wait because I am low on battery power. And we're getting nice little lag spikes here. Butts. Luckily there's battery here. Okay, grab that, pull this over, and then climb back up and around. Ideally, you don't want any of them to come up the stairs into this room, but we did not get fortunate enough for that.
Only one isn't bad, though.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And we've got another jump scare coming up. This one's a little bit less of a jump scare and more of just a general scare. We're gonna pick up this TV and then... Oh, a room full of TVs. Weird. Oh no, they're turning on. Oh, okay. Mannequins.
Oh, that's fine.
And then mannequin just randomly breaks out of the TV, but it's okay, they're gone. They disappeared.
I don't believe you.
Nothing like that ever happens again.
I'm doubting. I'm pressing X right
Never
now.
coming back to this place again.
And now the hardest part of this area. We have to run by all of these, stun them, get into this room, get this key, and get out of this room before we get blocked. Okay, we made it out.
out.
Ouch. We almost died there. Okay, we get super laggy section. And we died.
No!
Just like that. Just like that. It is so easy to die in this game when you have anywhere less than full health. And it puts us all the way back in the office. Do we need to get the key again? Yes, we do. So that's a big time loss.
Yeah, I've played enough Darkstalkers that when I see something do the Yeti short hop, I know exactly where it's going.
Now, you mentioned that the health is risky. Is there a way to upgrade your character throughout the run, like in a casual
Unfortunately, no.
setting? Oh.
So normally you would just fight all of these enemies. You do it, one at a time, one or two at a time. But because of the speed run, we're just trying to run past them.
Never coming
And
back to this
unfortunately, we got cornered in a spot where just chunking my health away. We need to freeze a pipe in order to get past some steam, essentially. Get out of the room, get out of the room. Okay, whew. We didn't get locked in the room. Dodged one ranged attack. There we go, we got by it. We should be okay now. I haven't had them follow me into here. This room is extremely laggy though. We've got to quickly freeze 3 different pipes in order to push that over there. And oh no, the key fell off.
Great. Well,
Now we're gonna go and grab that key. You can bypass this ladder by doing a couple little tricks, but there's not really a reason to, because you have to wait for that steam anyway. And then here is our key. And a cutscene.
no. I know that noise.
That one death cost us about a minute and a half.
Doesn't feel like a lot, but it does add up.
Yeah, we're 2.5 minutes behind PB at the moment, which isn't bad considering the stuff that we've had happen.
Now, that begs the question, is the PB for a particular ending, and is the one we're doing the same one?
So both endings end at the same point. Essentially, you're given a choice, and you either
Okay.
look left and choose that, or you look right and choose that.
Ah, I see.
This we have to be really careful because this can one-hit kill you for some odd reason. So we're going to do a secondary spray there. That electricity is busted. I do not know why, but occasionally it will just one-shot you. Okay, I'm not allowed to grab it from that side apparently. I guess the trophy was too close. So I'm going to push this over here. There is a way to get to this eyeball without pushing it. I have not figured it out yet, and there's no Discord, so I just have to kind of fiddle around until I figure out how other runners have done things. But I did take on moderating for this game, because the person that was doing it, once it released on Steam, had trouble keeping up. Because there were several of us running it all at once. And we are going into another boss battle. Which hopefully I can get one cycled. I'm gonna grab this heal just in case.
Finders keepers.
And here we go. Boss fight time. Guess who's back?
There's no other way.
Flameo Hot Man.
Big Flame Boy.
Let's go!
Cool him off a little bit with some water. And our little freeze ray. And then if we're fast enough, we can time this.
Oh, they've just got.
Nope,
they've
that's
just eaten
unfortunate.
Too much spicy food. We gotta help them out. Their mouth is too hot.
So, unfortunately, we were just a tad too early using that. So we had to run back across. So we will not one cycle, this will two cycle. Which is basically just missing that one cycle. We might not have had enough there. I was slightly off to the side, so I don't think it counted it. Let's try this again. Come on, bud. Right, water hurts us too. There we go.
Stay down already.
We're gonna do it again from this side, and then it should be done. There we go. But is
You're
the
not
boss really
you.
dead?
When your stummy hurty.
Yeah, exactly. It's moving. Oh, it's okay.
Oh no!
Now we have a long ladder climb. This is a perfect donation incentive time if anybody is running this game during a marathon.
What a thrill. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
You mentioned that there are several active runners. How big is the community for this game?
So far, there's only about 6 of us. And there are 2 categories, any percent and 100%. I suspect that we'll be adding another category, which will be best ending. Because best ending does not need 100%, it just needs specific items. But I would love to grow this community. Like I said, I became one of the moderators so that I could help with modding, moderating the boards and everything, and hopefully trying to convince people to actually run it. I plan to run it at as many events as I can possibly submit it to, because I think this game is absolutely lovely. And it's a fun run. It's difficult. It does have some RNG with the enemy movement and how they attack and everything, but
Man,
for the most part, it's fairly consistent and
Emily all along. Is he really trying to help
not
us?
overly punishing, especially because the latter half of the game is much, much easier than the beginning half.
Anyway, it's not like I have a choice.
Wait for this to melt. Go to half stamina here. And whoop! Should get us by all 3 of those enemies. We might get an attack from one of them here soon. Sometimes they do a really, 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 really long ranged attack. Yep, I heard it. there it is. Try to avoid that.
Throwing spit wads at you. How
Yep.
rude.
And we are back into school. For a very short period, actually. We're nearing the end of the game. Go across here. We're just basically going out in one entrance and going out the other. But this man here, we should have seen several times already in cutscenes, but I skip all the cutscenes so you don't get to see him. He is telling us, hey, I want you to help Sally. Please get Sally. Please give her your train ticket, your tram ticket, and take her to the tram. It's the only way to escape here. So that's what we're trying to do. Trying to find Emily, get her back to that tram that we rode in on, and give her our tram ticket. But I'm going to give you a little spoiler. Since we chose the worst ending, we are not going to give her the tram ticket. We are going to keep the tram ticket for ourselves.
Oh.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Alright, this part
Will
is
it make
tough.
us feel guilt?
It'll make us feel lots of guilt. Please, please, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please. Flash, okay. Should be good now. This. That lowers that. Hit that one while that's lowering. Go ahead and heal up again. Bring that one over.
It's okay, Sally. Just don't look down.
Go ahead and hit that one ahead of time. Hopefully we can make this in time. We did. And then, did you know that some bars don't have hitboxes?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You just walk right on through there. We're going to do a flash. That's going to kill off 3 eyeballs, so we don't have to spin around in circles trying to find them. And then... Now the big crawly boy, or big lanky boy that was outside, is in this cutscene.
Oh, that's a friend right there.
Yeah, guess what he just did?
Did they give us uppies?
No, he stole our flashlight.
Oh.
So now we don't have a flashlight. We can't fight these enemies anymore.
Oh.
But it's
That's-
okay.
That's fine.
We still have our handy dandy fire extinguisher, so should be
Oh,
fine.
yeah, we're fine.
We're gonna take 1 hit here. And then we're gonna do another puzzle.
Power panel. Power panel.
There we go. Push this button. And now I'm gonna try to skip this ladder. See if I can actually get a ladder skip to work. Nope. I got too close.
Dang.
It's
So when we're
really
thinking about
finicky.
the tools at our disposal, like the light versus the extinguisher,
Mhm.
we know that the light has a finite battery. Does the extinguisher ever run out?
So it has a meter on it. It never runs out, but if you use it for too long, it runs out for a brief period.
Ah, recharge.
Yep. We got a bad cycle here, unfortunately, so we are going to aggro that enemy. And then we're going to freeze it into place. See that little red needle? And then it recharges pretty quickly. Sadly, that will not be long enough to freeze it in place, so we will have to likely freeze it again. Please stop, please.
Hello?
Actually, we might not have to freeze it again. Because if we turn this, we can activate this, which activates a cutscene.
Right.
I did it.
Eee! And then hopefully we can make it up the ladder fast enough. No, it knocked us down.
Not like this.
Leave us alone. Stop it. Alright. There's a healing item right up here, too. Which we're going to immediately use. Put out some fire. Ow. Okay, and then that pipe bursts. Just do a quick duck under damage boost. Just gonna skip another cutscene here. Pretty cool cutscene. Shows a lot of destruction underneath the town. Houses in the walls.
Because you missed your old friends. Emily, were you really suffering that much? Is that the reason you ended up here?
That hole always stops on the left, and this one always stops on the right. So that's kind of cycle-based as well.
Of course there's a rotating blade puzzle.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Now we're gonna get this can, and we're not gonna randomly accidentally throw it. That's never happened to me before, ever.
No, why would that ever
Heal.
happen? You're
We're
too
also
powerful.
we're also not gonna miss the button with the can. That's also never happened before. Come on. Okay. Can we get the skip? Yes, we can. We got on top of it, which is
go.
slightly faster.
Mary made fun of Emily. But I didn't do anything to stop it. I looked for her every day after she disappeared. I should have helped her before that. I need to find her.
There's nothing there.
It's okay, just taking a little psychic damage from the fire that used to exist.
Yep.
Like you do.
All right, another puzzle. Last puzzle. Down.
That was a pretty complicated power panel puzzle.
Yeah, that one, when I first started running this game, I would lose like 3 minutes there because I would just sit there and be like, how in the world did this puzzle go? I do not remember. And then...
So are those fixed position?
Yes.
Like, is it the same solution every time?
Yeah. So you can memorize the button. I memorized the little, like the route in which it goes. I would like to memorize the button inputs. I think that would be much more efficient. But I haven't gotten to that point yet.
I can only imagine trying to juggle all of the different puzzle solutions by input
Yeah.
in your brain
Yeah.
throughout the run.
The easiest
That
way to
feels very
remember
intensive.
is to remember which direction that very first one needs to face, and then just go from there. Okay, then we're going to run up here and push a button, and hop onto here, and then we're going to do a little clip here, which is not hard to do. You just hold forward. It just bounces you up before it's fully all the way up. And we have another long ladder climb. This game loves its ladders. And I'll tell you what, Sally loves climbing ladders. If you get anywhere remotely close to a ladder, Sally will grab onto that ladder for dear life and start
Almost there,
climbing.
Emily. Just wait for me.
What a thrill! Now, is this true both directions? Does she emphatically grab to start climbing down as
Yes,
well?
and that's why I've been missing the skips. Because what you need to do is you need to get as close to the ladder as possible without actually grabbing the ladder. And you need to do a push.
I'll just
And you do like 3 pushes in a row, and that scoots you forward far enough to just drop down and not use the ladder. But because she automatically gravitates toward ladders, usually it just grabs the ladder and you don't actually get the skip. Hopefully make it to the end of this without dying. If we do, then we're on the final section. Go, 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 please. Yes. All right, we're on the final section. This is a really cool chase scene. This is my favorite part of the game. I hope you enjoy it.
Let's go. Oh.
We get to see a chase scene from inside the monster's mouth, and I don't know why, but I think this is so freaking cool.
This is cool.
This is my favorite chase scene of any game ever.
And so, just to clarify, you're still controlling Emily here, right?
Indeed. I'm controlling Sally, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in the red, Emily in the green, and yeah, we don't really care how far back Emily is. Emily's always fine. We just need to get to the end of this chase scene as fast as possible. Sadly, the camera angle does change if it eats you. Time is coming up very shortly. We're going to skip that cutscene, skip one more cutscene, and then we'll be selecting the ending. So I'll be calling time very, very shortly. I need to look left because we are not going to give Emily the ticket. Look how sad she looks.
Take the cable car.
Bye. Everyone say bye.
And time.
GG gamer.
I'm so sorry.
This is
I'm
so
sorry
sad.
You went missing, but it wasn't my fault. Everything was fine, but after what happened to you, everyone blamed me. They hated me. I guess I wanted to find you so people would forgive me. But I can't do this. It's too much. I just can't stay here.
You know,
I'm sorry.
I don't disagree with her. I
It
don't
hurts
disagree
so
with her.
bad.
Is this the worst ending that
It's
you
the
get to
worst.
live?
Yep.
Sad.
It's so sad.
Dang, still missing.
Still missing.
If only we knew where she was.
Right?
If only we could send a responsible adult to go get her. Why are you still putting up flyers? You know where she is.
Right?
You know where she is.
And that's Gylt.
Based. That
I
ending
hope-
is based. Thank you for showing it.
Absolutely. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all pick this game up. And if you want any help with the speedrun, just let me know. I'd be so happy to help. My PB is down to 1 hour, 1 minute. The world record is all the way down to a 52:49. So I've got a long way to go. I'm still in my early stages. I've only run this 6 times now. But it is such a great game, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it to everybody in chat. Again, I am enbyzee. You can find me on Twitch or on YouTube or on Lady Arcaders, as I'll be back on, I believe, the 17th doing hosting a showcase. So hopefully I'll see you all for that. And BigScared, do you want to shout yourself out as well?
Yeah. I'm BigScared. You can find me on Twitch as BigScared, or in most places as either BigScared or I'm BigScared. I live here, so you'll find me around Lady Arcaders parts pretty often. You'll also find me in other places, which you'll learn more about if you follow me in the places I told you about.
Alright, thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you next time.
All right, thank you, enbyzee, for that great showcase. Now, if you are interested in picking up this game, it is $20 on all platforms that I have checked. So it looks like it's a very good value for the money they're asking for a relatively new game. So definitely don't hesitate to pick it up. I'm certainly going to when I can afford it. So yeah, those were the 2 showcases that we had for this edition of Attract Mode. Hope everyone had as much fun as I did today. Before we move on for our raid, we do have through, so bear with me a couple minutes. So it's already September. Where does time go? How does time work? We're getting back into pumpkin spice season. White fudge Oreos are going to be back at the grocery store soon. Cranberry dressing for all the meals that we're about to eat for the holidays. And, most importantly for us, we have lots of open showcase spots available on Attract Mode. So if you have something that you'd like to share with us, please go to ladyarcaders.com and submit it. If it's game related, we are interested, we want to see it. You can play a game fast, like we did today with enbyzee and Rexy. You can remix some music, show us your Minecraft world, art, and you can work on your ROM hack. Whatever you want to do, as long as it's got something to do with the game, we're interested in seeing it. And if you're worried about it being your first time and putting yourself out there, don't. Everyone starts somewhere. This is my first time hosting. So you've got to put yourself out there at some point to get involved. So definitely, if it's your first one, if it's your 50th one, it doesn't matter. If you have something to show, please submit it. We've got a schedule that we need to fill up. Speaking of Attract Mode showcases, our next Attract Mode is coming up this Thursday, September the 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern, and it's actually my showcase. It's actually going to be less of a showcase and more of a pilot for a show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, called On the FM, where I am going to be looking at rhythm games a little deeper than just the raw gameplay and bringing on guests as well to help out. So we'll be taking a look at everything from the gameplay mechanics in the games and how they've evolved over time. We're going to look at the music and the artists and the producers. We're going to look at lore. Rhythm games have lore. Who knew? Even eventually going to take a look at some of the lesser known games in the genre. Might have people come and teach me new games. I might teach other people games, first step style. We'll see how it goes. First episode is going to be a deep dive into the work of one of the longtime Konami artists, Kosuke Saito, who is living the dream. Went from being a dude who won a contest to get a song into Beatmania 2DX, and now he is working full-time as a sound producer for 2 different games for Konami. So I'm very excited to show it off. I've been trying to figure out how to make this project work for a while, and I think I've got something, and I'm really excited to show it off and finally put something out into the world. But that's about all the time we have. Don't forget to follow Lady Arcaders, Elon Musk's website at Lady Arcaders. Follow this channel here on Twitch, and join our public Discord, !Discord in the chat, to make sure that you can follow all of our happenings. Again, Attract Mode usually runs on Thursday nights and Sunday afternoons Eastern Time. You'll be able to get those exact times in the schedule tab and on all of our socials. If you feel so inclined to follow me personally for lukewarm rhythm game takes and hot scores, I'm Okapi573 here on Twitch and on Blue Sky, and at Okapi2DX on Elon Musk's website. So we are going to be raiding Clockwork Ophelia in just a moment, one of our fellow Lady Arcaders members. And that's going to be all we have for today's Attract Mode. Thank you so much for choosing to make us a part of your weekend. Hope to see you again in the future. Take care of yourselves and be excellent to each other, and we'll see you in the next one.